I think that Perfect Neighbor was one of the best documentaries I've seen in a very, very long time. It was one of the most beautifully directed documentaries that I've ever seen. It goes up there to me with, like, in terms of direction, it's up there in terms of riveting. It's as riveting as Fog of War. It's as riveting, it's as engaging as Hoop Dreams. It is, but it's disturbing, obviously, the content. It's an absolutely disturbing, but it isn't in the sense that, look, we all know about Emmett Till. We all know that his mother put his body on display, put that body out for people to see because she wanted the world to see what they had done to her boy. They wanted that you're going to look at this, and you know, if you've seen the pictures, I looked at them because she wanted me to. I looked at them, and they're life changing. When you know, if you try to imagine standing in front of this corpse as a human being and observing what the hatred that gets transformed into this, it's just the most disturbing thing. And so this director, I think, exquisitely did what they could, or what Mrs. Till would have done in the same situation. There was no, to me, grief porn. I didn't even see it as I understand why you might have and why others might as well. But for me, I knew immediately, first of all, I knew as a filmmaker that those faces weren't blurred, so that I knew that there was a relationship with the victim. There's no way that those kids' faces wouldn't have been blurred otherwise. So I already knew, I had this an advantage, you could say, because I already knew then, like, technically speaking, that I knew where it was coming from. I knew that it was coming from the victim's side of the story, and not just like somebody trying to exploit necessarily just an opportunity, right? To tell a story that is a true crime story that is riveting and horrible. But, you know, not to digress too far from where I want to be, which is exquisitely directed. What I loved most about the direction of this movie is that most of these movies are directed with a narration, some kind of narrator, and there is no narrator.
It's so amazing.
The story itself is narrated by body cam footage, by news camera footage, there's literally not a single word uttered by anybody that isn't an actor in the fucking story. It is so perfect in that way and so difficult to do. Yep. The kind of craftsmanship that is required as a documentary filmmaker, one of the things that make great documentary filmmakers is how true they are to the material. Not just what you see, but the material, the underlying material that they had to bring up, that they had to conjure up and create into a movie that was compelling. And what makes great documentaries is how deep that goes. And how deep that goes is how many fucking minutes, did you watch of the footage, right? Was it thousands of minutes? How many body cam footages did they go through to be able to put this seamless act together? How many books did you read? You know, this is what makes great documentary filmmaking. You can tell that this documentary filmmaker took every fucking word serious, like it was to this person's soul. Like it was this woman, a part of this woman's soul was going to be put on display, or a part of this man's soul. Is it a man?
The director?
Yeah.
No, it's a woman.
It's a woman, yeah. So a part of this woman's soul, what's her name?
Her name is hard to pronounce. Gita Gandbir.
Gita Van Beer.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name right. There's a lot of letters that seem maybe are silent, maybe not.
This documentary should win, you know, everything. It's just such a fucking brilliant documentary.
Massive achievement.
It's perfectly made. It tells the story exquisitely. It shows you. It brings us together in ways.
It's not just a story about a victim and a perpetrator. It's also a real great example of the legal confrontation that the community has against this law, the Stand Your Ground law in Florida. And it's one of the most excellently well done portrayals of that, where it's like, here's an example of how this shit does not fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say was that it brings us together. Like, it actually, like, so here's a situation where it's like the most divisive thing you could possibly imagine. It's literally like a hate crime. And so we watch this hate crime as it unfolds in like real-time camera. And this filmmaker exquisitely braids in an integration of humanity that we all need to see to know and feel assured that there is some kind of light at the end of this very, very, very dark tunnel.
I brought this to you. I saved this for you. Mississippi Queen username said this on Facebook today. Said, what blows my mind about this lady, talking about the lady who is the offender in this crime show. Okay.
Yeah.
What blows my mind about this lady is that this happened in Florida, where
Yes.
there are so many 55 plus communities available. She could have had her choice of any of them and had exactly what she wanted, which was silence and no kids playing.
And probably white people.
Yeah, right. But now, and I thought this when I was watching it, this lady wanted so badly to be isolated from her neighbors, right? This whole time that she's on the offensive with her neighbors because she wants to be left alone. Well, now she's in a prison where she's never left alone.
Yeah.
But at least she doesn't have kids around.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she really manifested that for herself. She got exactly what she wanted, life in prison.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I guess that's a massive spoiler, but you got to imagine that's what's going to happen.
yeah, I mean, look, I mean, this is a very special movie. I think everyone should watch it. I especially think that young, aspiring, or forget young. By young, I really mean like whether or not you're a wildly experienced filmmaker, regardless of your age. But, sort of baby filmmakers or just every filmmaker in the fucking world needs to watch this frame by frame. I mean, it is absolutely...
It's an incredible
It's a masterstroke of writing, unscripted. It's fucking... Man, I'm telling you, this is like a next level achievement.
So how many tiny pineapples?
It's a 5 for me. I'm going to give it 5
pineapples?
tiny. This is my first 5 tiny pineapple, I think.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's a big one for me, but I'm going to give it 5. I what was wild about it was how riveted I was. I could not. It's an absolutely horrific story that I could not look away from. It's that car accident you can't turn your head from, and it also becomes a story that I became very invested in and that I cared about. Mm-hmm. I cared about the outcome desperately. Like it's one of those movies where at the end, and you're like, "Come on, I fucking want it. You give it to me, baby," and then they give it to you, and you celebrate. So it's just great. My kind of filmmaking all the way.
I too give it 5 tiny pineapples.
Yeah, look at us, dude. We are going to have a slow dance.
We're going to slow down?
I'm going to slow dance with you.